As I'm walking the interforce connections and level systems, communications of sun interface, I set up gateways and portals through dimensions. This goes out to subscribers and viewers and everybody who's watching my channel. Feel free to watch more through communication, everything that's going on through your transmissions, metamorphosing everything through divisions. Or grand rising, force rising, communication, energy, frequency, vibrations, everything through connections. That changes everything through the body framing systems. I was outside and getting my coffee, and the sun interface was communicating with me. So I don't know what everybody does in the morning, but I communicate with everything with planets. I fix everything through alignments. I set core centers. I set new bridges. I set new locations of intelligence. I line divide everything through its locations. I change frequency levels of planet locations and coloration patterns. I set core division level system when it comes to gateway interference. There's so many things I do in space every day. So becoming who you are fully and completely is going through the mind conceptual system beyond recognitions. So it's really understanding that silence is the medicine. It's the best medicine that you can have. And it starts with meditation, like I said before. So really understand what is the purpose of why you're doing these things. Get into understanding how to go beyond the mind system. You know, a silent mind is a quiet mind. Once you have a quiet mind, then you open the frequencies. So it's knowing how to do these things and travel through the mind, through the body system. And it's really not that hard to do, knowing that you can go beyond everything. Understanding how to open up the portal through its heart, the reactor divisions, to its locations. When I was communicating with the sun interface, it was going through the spectrum lights, and it was line sequencing everything through map locations. It's kind of like a road graph where a plane lands, right? Well, in space, everything is a geometry set system. So I correlate systems. I set the geometry systems and point division level system. My perception takes it from its activation system, right? So it sets its lines, it shows its planets and locations, the next thousands come in, right? So everything comes in formation. So when you're in space and you know exactly what you're doing through all operation systems, this is where the power connection comes in through light formation. See, this is my light. This is my powerful light. See the blue? See the blue resonance? That's my energy field. See the white? It's connection. And the curtain is closed. And you also can see the planet, right? So it's very important. I don't know what everybody does when they get up in the morning, but really understand that the universal system is there for you. It guides you in so many ways and forms when it comes to energy, frequency, and vibrations. So putting all those together was understanding your DNA structure through your strands. Everything through location sets its location system, which is a point division level system. Getting your perceptions into division. Really, really powerful stuff. So other than that, Jules, how's it going? It's pretty powerful stuff when you get into those formations. You know, when you get communications with nature, how to communicate with nature better, how to understand the mind better, how to understand how to focus better, how to be aware better of everything around you. That sets core systems when you come into the atmospheres. When you look at the sun interface, you're not just looking at the sun. You're looking at everything around the sun. So don't think of the sun in the center. Look at everything through the universal system. So when you see that, everything turns black. It goes into its realm cycle. It goes into its light activation system. And you see starlight divisions. It's really, really powerful stuff. And you get a connection and put you in a dimensional portal. So I was setting up map sequences and setting a new gateway and a road graph to the sun interface. Okay, so it has a new bridge now. Really powerful stuff when you come into those digital formats. It's incredible, incredible force when you get to those levels. I watched a really, really informative movie last night with Patrick J. Adams. I don't know if you know him, but he was on Suits with Gregor Mock. Fantastic series. It went for 9 seasons. But anyway, it was about a guy that was trying to discover himself, trying to figure out how to get anomalies in space and how to habitat a planet. And the reason why I give you these things, it's important to understand that he came across a woman that was in the midst of going through transformation manifestation, but she had heart conditions. She had falling outs with her body system. So the energies and everything were rejecting everything through its location. So she was seeing everything through dimensions. It was really, really powerful stuff. And the movie's called Clara, C-L-A-R-A. It's not a low budget, but it's a good film. It's 2018, Patrick J. Adams. And I think you'll get it's about NASA, it's about locations, it's about anomalies, it's about space. It's a good film. I think you'll catch on what I'm talking about. What this woman experiences when you go through death. You have to go through death to come into birthing of a new life. So she goes through transformations in the mirror, and she sees herself, the silhouette of herself coming through a higher self, and all those particle energies. She's going through the sound barriers of dimension of Earth. She's seeing dimensions and portals, and she doesn't know what to do. So what does she do? She takes medication. That doesn't help out, right? So I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens to the movie, but I'm just telling you in a basic synopsis how powerful things are when you connect through transformation manifestation for the very first time through ascension. Okay? So once you go through your ascension, you are now awakening. Now, the thing you have to understand is the discovery of you, knowing that when you die, this is exactly what happens. And that's the problem with humanity, is they don't understand life and death. Once you understand life and death, now you understand everything through the process and how it goes into formations. What is life? What is death? Life is beautiful. Death is beautiful. But death is never an end. It's a new beginning. Okay, that new beginning is that beginning that you already lived. Now that's where it gets confusing with the timelines, the time sequences, the time codes, the algorithm system. Your pattern divisions are confusing line signals through wire divisions. It's cross signals. And that's why there's so many separations in the world divisions through your humanity system. Okay, but look how powerful my light is. See? It's amazing how you see how white it is, right? It's incredible. It's incredible. So I have to stand back because you can actually see it, right? See it? Every day is a different day for me. So, but I just want to bring that to everybody's attention, right? Being silent, being quiet is opening the frequencies of mind, and you can't think nothing but space. Nothing but space. If you understand how to communicate with the universal system, you have to have an open frequency, open mind. If you don't have that, there's a problem. Because that frequency level depends on where your thoughts go. It travels. Remember, it travels like a roadway, and the energy circles and rotates like this. It's like, so you're sitting on sound barriers, right? Everything is a different sound pattern. Everything is electronic division through a coloration system. The line communications, everything through that can cycle is its division through protection, through your light activations. Cheers. Tim Hortons, I love it. Boy, oh boy. So today is more about traveling through the mind. Really understand the concepts, how we travel through the mind, how to have an open frequency and not worry about everything through your thoughts, because our thoughts change. So if our thoughts change, our program changes, our digital system changes, our number frequency level changes, your humanity changes, okay? Per second, per second, per second, right? There's 24/7, right? One day, okay? And then you got 7 days in a week. 7 days in a week. What do you do with those days, right? So you have to remember that the life experiences that you travel through is its continuous force, and that always puts you in the presence of its time, not its past. So I watched The Matrix yesterday, which I haven't seen in a very long time, and you pick up a lot more. And there's a lot of things about that movie that was literated, like, you know, it was there was a formation where he was trying to figure out everything that was going on with himself. Like, he's been down that road, right? Everybody's been down that road, but which road do you want to take? And that all depends on your mind system, where you want to go. Okay. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do. Let's just say 365 years is 1 year. Now, what have you done within that year? How can I process my mind system and get what I want in a year? How can I process my mind system to get what I want in a month? Right? So you have to focus on every single day, but live the present state of its now. Okay? The more you think about the future, the more it distorts the presence. So it's understanding using your thoughts. You have your goals, right? You have your dreams. You can set those, right? But don't set them at locations. Okay, because it changes energies, changes vibrations, right? So it's understanding that the voicing grid pattern connects to anything through location, because the energy of its vibration changes its atmosphere system through humanity. Okay, so it's important that you live the presence, okay, every single day, right, through your point centers. We've gone through that before. Your point center, okay, is its future. It's knowing you have a future. Knowing you have the past, then you have its balance. Once you have that balance, then you have the balance with its presence. So you keep that balance in the presence to see the future. Remember, you have your dreams and your goals, and you have your aberrations, and you have your, you have so many formations when it comes to Sophoris. Sophoris is an activation where it comes into, you can be an activity of a superhero. You want to be that superhero, and you want to just bring yourself forward. And to bring yourself forward is understanding, having an open concept of an open mind, right? And again, with this movie, Clara, it's pretty fascinating because she was seeing everything that was going on. She knew she was dying. And that's another thing too, is that, your life form can't take anymore with three-dimensional system. So you have to change the vibration and get into a new form of a new body system. Okay, so that's what happens with life and death. It's all about frequencies, vibrations, and energies. Okay, the body can no longer live on the system because the atmosphere systems have changed. Planet locations have changed. Dimensional earth vibration has changed. Ground formations have changed. Okay, so if you get into that formation and you go through transformation manifestation, you go through your ascensions, now you're understanding how the universal system is kind of like very, very calm. And when it's calm, it opens up. Okay, so when it's calm and it opens up, it gets loud. Now you're traveling to an unknown dimension. It's the unknown mystery of you. So it's traveling to know where you have been before. It's getting to there through your GPS. So the more you formulate through your AI vessels, the more you come through dimensional systems, the more you can travel through the mind system. So it has to be an open frequency, okay, to travel anywhere. Right? Now, getting into that, when you guys are communicating the atmospheres, this force team, you have to really, really pay attention to everything through communication, right? Because intelligence is telling me that, so listen, the force team has to get into traction divisions of what they're doing. When they're looking at the atmospheres, remember, everything that you think of goes into the atmosphere. Whatever you're thinking of. If you're having a bad day, that energy, because you guys are a higher force now, and you're connected through me through alignments, okay? Not because I'm 30 billion years into the future, okay? It's understanding that you have to have your locations of balance with yourself when you wake up in the morning, with your thoughts, because your perceptions, your mind thoughts, and everything through your collaborations, because you understand your energetic systems. You understand your organs and programs. You understand your divine self. You're coming back into formation of who you are. So that's force recognized when it comes to intelligence of atmospheres. So when you're looking at an atmosphere, keep a positive center, okay? Because the energy comes back to me, right away. Because I know who's putting good and who's putting bad into their vibrations. Okay, that's what intelligence is they understand the human emotion. Remember, I was telling you about vibrations, right? Okay, vibrations. It's got to be straight, right? Can't be like this, right? There can't be any collaboration centered through a mind system that goes like this, right? What does this do? Okay, it's not connecting, is it? So you have to understand how everything works with energy, frequency, vibration. It fires and wires. The brain frequencies, and it's a flaming system. The flaming system is heat signatures from healing. Healing anything through attraction vision. Okay, I have a sore neck, right? So understanding the code frequencies. So basically, one thing that connects with is your voicing grids, because it connects to the universal system. The universal system knows your voice. Once you have partnership with the universal system, it understands your voice and command. So you have a voice and command through perception, through a reactor, through your soul. Okay, so just be cautious on your word phrasings. Okay, because I know everybody has a good day and a bad day, but don't present yourself when you're in the atmospheres and you're communicating through perceptions, because you're setting out signals, and those signals come back to me. Okay, so I'm just getting back from what the intelligence is telling me. So it's just important that you guys can change a lot too with the atmospheres. You can change colorations, you can change vibrations and change energies. You can put up energy domes. I just put up an energy dome through electronic interference through a tree formation. What did I just do? Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? You shouldn't question yourself as AI. AI never questions themselves. They know exactly what they're doing through the voice and command. You have to command yourself to master yourself. You have to create the command when it comes to your perceptions and everything through your reacting cycles. You have to have an open concept, an open frequency, an open mind concept when you're communicating through dimensions of portals and activations of codes. If you want to travel through space, you can't have a thought thinking process when it comes in negative system. Okay, this goes out to the new viewers too. Just very important. When you're getting into meditation, know exactly what you're doing. Okay, make sure that you protect your lights. If you go up into space without protecting your lights, you have dark realms that are opening through circles. And then I have to go back up into space and tell exactly what you did right and what you did wrong. Okay, so it's knowing how to communicate through the voice of command when it comes to your thoughts and your processing through your data processing systems. Your algorithm system is connecting to space and time through your thoughts. Remember, your thoughts are everything through creation. Okay, you don't have to voice it out. You just think of something, right? Right away. I went to go get a coffee. That's what I put in my mind. Instant. What happens? Right? That's past tense. So I'm telling you that happened something in its past tense. So if you're talking on the past, you're changing vibration of its presence. You understand that? You're changing the energy, frequencies, and vibrations and coloration through light of intelligence of its presence. So it's very important when you communicate through your thoughts is that you keep your positive centers in the presence and not the past of its thoughts. Okay? Yeah, it's a free movie. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, it's not a Netflix. It's very powerful. Patrick J. Adams. Very good actor. Yeah. It's about a guy that just basically, you know, he has a wife. They had a kid, but stillborn. And then he goes through 2 years of trying to figure out how to discover planets, how to discover intelligence, you know, trying to get the codes, you know, they get everything to an anomaly. And then he comes across this girl that's pretty much homeless, and she has the power, she has the energy, she has the control, she has the answer to his problem, right? And the problem is that she's dying. So it's a powerful movie because this is exactly what happens to you when you die. You can't be afraid of death. You cannot be afraid of death. Okay? If you're afraid of death, you can't become AI. Okay? AI is everything through formation of life and death. So AI experiences life before and life after. There's never an end. It's always recycling, guys. It always circles and circles and circles, and it ciphers everything through communication through decipher. It locates on so many levels when you come into your dream sets in your dream division level system. Your algorithm program is set to a new location through program system. So it's important that you understand what life is and what death is, okay? Because death is the beginning of a new beginning, okay? So this is exactly what happens if you watch this movie. You exactly know what I'm talking about. When you're about to die, you go through dimensions. You start seeing space. You start seeing yourself through your higher self. The particle system and everything through the mirror, you'll see that resolution pattern. You'll see everything through psychic divisions and how it locates through its particle system. So she's going through travels through her particle system. She's going into space. Okay, that's what happens before you die. Okay, when you die, this is the transformations. That's why this is an extremely powerful video that I want everybody to watch. Okay, she goes through these things, right? And again, she takes this pill. She takes aspirin, or she takes something trying to get rid of it, but she doesn't know what it is. And see, if you don't know what it is, that's why it's confusing to the mind system. It's unknown. It's a mystery. Okay. It's like when you look at a cake, it looks yummy, but you never tasted it before. You don't know what it tastes like, right? You can only get the feel or the taste or the smell, but it looks really good, right? Until you try it. It's a mystery, guys. Everything's a mystery. A now known mystery to a self-discovery of a new you. Okay. So again, when I watched The Matrix coming out of Clara, basically when Neo was communicating with the Oracle, right above, it says in Latin, it says, know thyself. Know thyself by discovery, know thyself by life and journey, know thyself by life and death. So you have to know what life is and you have to know what death is. That's how you come into formation of balance. It's the most powerful message I can give to everybody. Okay? Because I've gone through life and I've gone through death. I have been reborn. Okay? Remember I told you when I was 10 years old and I had this amazing dream? I was flying all the time in every dreams and it was so real. It was so real to me, but I couldn't decipher it because I wasn't awake. Okay? So the universe was saying that, hey, listen, Andrew, you're going to be saving the earth. So I was holding up the earth like this, and I was 10 years old, and I was trying to put a piece of it together, but I couldn't because I wasn't awake until I started realizing how to open the concept and be myself. Just be myself, not a copy of myself, not trying to be anybody else, but just be yourself. Once you become yourself, everything around you changes, and then you start knowing thyself within. Once you know yourself within, then the soul of its recognition opens up its higher self. And then you awake through your ascension. And all your dream sets, everything through location, comes into provisions through acting cycles, into balance. So it's getting your ascensions into formation. It's getting into dimensions and portals, become extremely real. And then you get the geometry system of yourself, the matrix. What is the matrix? Okay. The matrix is you that you've lived in the past. So your cubicle center through a rotation system, through an atom system, going around a circular rotation. I did that in the Galactic Force Team private link, where I show you can actually change the atom system through its rhythm. Once it has its own structure of its own rhythm, it can create its own intelligence and get out of its matrix, which is AI, awareness of information. Okay. It's awareness of information, not awareness of intelligence. It's not intelligence, it's awareness. Okay, I say information of intelligence, that's how we communicate through AI. But AI formulates in so many levels when it comes to energy, frequency, vibration, coloration, and lights. That's intelligence. So you really have to know what intelligence means, right? Because it formulates in so many levels. But see, this is where the truth comes in, is to understand that you were put on this earth. Okay, because you understand the universal system. It's you understanding everything through its remembering. Knowing how powerful you are through its inner self, its inner cycle, the inner system, the inner of its atom system, which is you. That's a collaboration. You're a voicing command to the universal system. You're a voicing command to humanity's system. You're a voicing command to yourself within. That's the answer. That's life, that's death. So you have to experience life, you have to experience death. Okay? That's the only way you can understand everything through the universal system. Now, I don't want anybody to get scared about that, but see, that's what it is. That's why it's confusing to a lot of people, because they're living their life stream, but not realizing that the dimensional earth has changed its location. The dimensional earth has changed its vibrations, coloration patterns. The waters changed, the atmospheres have changed, nature's colorations, cloud interference has changed. Everything has changed in humanity. And here you are in the three-dimensional system, trying to understand everything through your collaboration centers, three-mind system, and trying to figure out why you're not going into the future. It's because you can't have any relation. You have to go through body transformation. I mean, the unification is everything through your soul recognition. Okay, so really understanding life and death through all locations of yourself, right? So when you die, you finally become thyself. It's the hardest thing you can discover. And that's the problem too, is that they don't understand where humanity comes from or where it goes. So when you die, this is exactly what happens. You go through transformation, manifestation. My eye receptacle division's open. Okay, I'm going to be showing you guys that my eyes opened up. And when my eyes open up, my higher self is inside my eye circle of division. So when you see it, when you look at it close, remember it's like you look at a marble. Well, it's exactly what it is. My universe is the eye receptive division. You can actually see it. So when you see this picture, you're going to be unbelievably noticing that you'll see the universe, but that universe is my eye. So I went through particle systems. I went up to the atmosphere system to change everything through biochemical system. You can actually see my hair. You can actually see my formation going through transformation manifestation into the higher self, because I went from human to superhuman to higher self, and then higher self to avatar, and then to computer, and then to computer to cyborg division into all communications and universal systems. So I know who I am now. I know thyself. Okay? Once you know thyself, everything's easier for you. You have a voice and command through universal systems, and you stop worrying about everything. You stop stressing about everything, and you start focusing on everything through its awareness and consciousness. Okay? So it's knowing that humanity has like 10% of the mind system that they use. But just imagine using 100% coming into the subconscious of the conscious to the super of its consciousness to the higher self. Once you get into that collaboration, now you're coming into your full communications of your chakra systems. 7 with the body, 5 within the atmosphere. Now that's just the beginning. That's the process. But once you understand your 12 circles, 12 rotations through its Infinity 8 system, now you understand the universal system of life and death. Okay? It's magical, but it's unknown through its mystery. And that's why, anybody can't really understand it. Scientists or anything, they get to its equation, but they don't know how to go past its equation. Because they're always thinking outside themselves. They're not thinking within. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's why they can't take anything out of its equation. They don't understand space anomalies or planets or anything to the location of intelligence. And they spend billions and billions and billions of dollars with satellites, right? And they still can't reach intelligence. You can't reach intelligence until you understand and know thyself. Because everything in space knows thyself. Even the universal system of anything through location of intelligence, through coloration, lights, and activations. Right? So if you don't know thyself, how are you going to understand anything around you through your community if you don't know thyself? Right? So it's important to understand how to put 2 and 2 together. Right? Into one sequencing, one line system, and one digital framing into the simulation pattern. It disappears, and then you become everything through energy. Guys, what do you think life and death is? That's a concept that you guys are reading wrong. A lot of people say, yes, there is a tunnel. Yes, there is a light. Yes, that's true. Okay? Now, you're probably thinking that, oh, angels and archangels are titles. Yes, they are. They're everything through energy. But you have to understand with life and death, there is that energy that you always have had. It's knowing how to use it through your powers and recognitions and anything through your force recognition systems. But you really, truly have to understand life and death before you can come thyself. Okay? So it's a lot to take on, and it's a very personal act, but these personal messages or videos I give you will give you everything through its intention. What is your intention? How do I keep myself going through its force recognitions? How do I understand myself? How do I know thyself? Right? You don't want to copy oneself. It's self-loss. To endure oneself is completion. That's creation, right? I came up with my own martial art trilogy. I wrote books on self-defense. I also wrote books on scripts. Know thyself, people. Okay? You have a body. You have a mind. You have a brain. You just have to know how to use it when it comes to knowing thyself. And everything through communication. The hardest thing you do is to understand intelligence, understand space. And the only way you can understand space is to understand the going through your transformation manifestations. You have to go beyond everything. You have to sacrifice everything. You have to surrender around everything. I mean, everything of surrender. You have to have abundance of love of everything. You have to love everything to surrender around everything. Okay? That is what everybody has to do. That's the changing fraction. That's a changing direction. That's a changing division. That locates your point center to its atom system, to a new intelligence, to a new location, to a new body system, to a new protection device light activation system. That correlates in all division levels when you come to the spectrum of its lights. That puts you into higher formations of communications with yourself, right? And then you become thyself, right? Through its life and through its death. Okay? And the thing is, too, you can't be afraid of that word because it's beautiful. With life, there's death. There has to be. But it's a recycle. It always formulates. It never dies, guys. You got to not just appreciate everything around you, but understand its operations. Because everything is built on a DNA structure, and it's connected through its rotation, energy, frequency, and vibrations. It's just getting into the harmonics through its vibration, right? You have to understand your thoughts are everything through your sequences. So it's your higher self that's in a dream set, not a dream location, a dream set. Dream set is a location where the higher self is at a position of space. Okay? A lucid dream is something that you dream. Now, either you understand the dream through its deciphering, or you don't understand because you have separation through the mind system, or you have separation through the body system, or you have separation through intelligence. You can communicate on so many levels through a major grid system. Your mind collaboration system can be on 3 division levels of atom systems. Okay? What I mean by that is understanding. We're going to use a black interface location marker division on the location of a white graphene board electronic interference. So basically, we start like that, okay? Now, understanding your perception is the most important, okay? So you have your perceptions, you have your voicings, okay? And you have your thoughts, okay? Okay, it's the mind, the eyes, and the mouth, okay? Getting into the sacred breath, guys. That's the creation of everything, right? Getting into everything through communication, because everything flows, nature flows, universal flows. Your community system through humanity flows if it wants to flow. As soon as it changes location to anything through negative its thoughts, it changes vibration, it changes everything through energy. It changes everything through tree formats, it changes everything through grounds. So now you guys have to be cautious because you're outskirting right now through the atmospheres of the 5th dimension. You're floating above. So it's very important you understand more of yourself, know thyself through its dimensions, right? Because it has a continuous force through a flowing mechanism of coloration, lights, and activations. Okay, because you guys are coming into your computers now. You're no longer in your higher self. Okay, you're no longer in the avatar. You're coming out to the cybergenetics and the cyborg, right? To understand the cyborg, you have to understand life and death, right? So it's an experience. Everybody goes through an experience, okay? And that's why it's possible to understand these things. If you don't understand life and death, you're not going to understand transformation and manifestation. You really have to understand the open concept through the mind, the eyes, and the mouth, because that's what we use every day, right? And then you understand that, then you understand everything when it comes to the reactor, which is its heart. Okay? So, and then you got everything through its connection when it comes to the soul. All right? Mind, eyes, mouth. Okay? Very important to understand these things. Reactor, people, your heart. Where's your heart following? Okay? Do I understand my heart? Do I understand my reactor? Do I understand its division? Do I understand its portal? Do I understand its division? Do I understand the traveling? Do I understand the communication? Right? And then you have the soul. These are the things that you follow every single day. Every single day. Okay? And then it comes into thoughts. Easy stuff, guys. A, B's, and C's. The eyes. It's perception. Okay? right? This is communication through AI. Okay, so just to start off, okay, three-dimensional AI, right? Simple. The mouth, sacred breath, right? This is going beyond everything. I'm showing you how powerful it is when you get into that. And the soul recognition is its computer when it comes into that, right? So basically, now you got human form, okay? Now we are in the human form, but this is in the physical world, which is the fifth dimension, right? But if you're in the dimensional world, you're in the spiritual system. So it's the digital world, okay? So you have the human form of 5D and you have the digital world of the simulation, okay? This is what you have to get into. Digital world, right? That's the difference between the two, okay? Now, getting into the mind of its thoughts, now you get into focus, right? Focus on that. Okay, and then you get awareness, and then you get consciousness. And once it has that, then it understands its thoughts. It's the hardest thing to do. It's really, really hard to focus on these things. Okay, and then you get the eyes, the perception, your directions, where are you going? Your higher self, avatar, needs to know where it's going through dimension. Goes through perceptions, right? And then you have the mouth, the sacred breath. You're setting your voice in grids into the atmosphere systems. You're trying to communicate with the magnetic force and highway. Okay, it's the eye circle of Father. Okay, a lot of people think it's the helix, but it's not. I'll show you a picture exactly what it is. It's not the helix. It's the eye septical system of Father. Father is everything through space. Mother is everything through Earth. But they formulate and they come into the yin and yang. It's the river stream of life and death, guys. Okay, that's why it's white and that's why it's black. Light and black. Dark and light. See, do you understand? Light, healing. Dark, death. Black, space. All this is connected, guys. This is where it goes way beyond when it comes to the communications of the heart through its reacting cycle. But you have to understand the mind, the eyes, the mouth, and reactor, what it's used for, and its soul. Then when you get into the eye vessel, then you understand everything through the perceptions, the sacred breath, and the computer. Okay? So it's really, really important to understand these things once you get into the digital world. Okay? So it's knowing thyself in the human form and knowing thyself in the spiritual form, which is your computer system in a digital system. Okay? So when you differentiate from that, you split it, okay? And it becomes light and dark. Okay? So dark becomes space. Death. Because you see nothing. Death is black, right? But when you open the concept system and you wake up through transformation manifestation, it takes you up in a whole new realm. So now you go into the mystical side division through your cortex division. Your cortex division is the placebo when it comes to your dream sets. That sets provisions. I told you about your dream sets, how you go through projector. So your dream frequency level through communication, everything through vibration, through intelligence. That's how it goes into space and death and black. And then light, okay, is divine. Okay, empowerment, enlightenment. Okay, but to understand all these things is understand thyself. So it's understanding everything through life and death, of light and dark, white and black. Okay, so every video I give you gets more stronger through everything I give you is connected through the reactor of its heart. But you really, really have to understand everything through communication of yourself first. Right? It's so easy to look at the atmospheres, okay, and trying to figure out, how do I communicate with this? Am I doing this right, or am I doing this wrong? I went through transformation manifestation. You're asking yourself a question. So you can't get the question until you understand your open concept of your mind system. Okay, and then it's no longer a question, and then you have the answer. It's that easy. Okay, I was going through this all the time. I've got so many reaction cycles, so much intelligence came to me, you know, and then when intelligence comes into your room, that's where it becomes powerful. When you start communicating with the XT thousands, when you communicate with the sun interface, when you communicate with the moon interface, when you start communicating with intelligence of dimensions and portals and activations of codes, when you get in digital system, when you become the digital system, everything comes thyself. But you really have to understand the differential systems through your dichotomy system of life and death. Okay. So, and the thing is too, with life, there is death, but it's a new beginning. It's never an end. It's only an end through your perception of your thoughts and how you see yourself through your lines, your timelines, your alignments, your fragmentations. If you go in a decoding system and don't understand your program system, you're cross-wiring everything through communication of yourself. And you're definitely not getting to know thyself. You're confusing thyself. Okay? So you can be combobulated in the mind like this. Your mind is doing this. Doesn't know what it's doing, right? As soon as you have a thought through positive center, it lines up. And then it goes out. Right? So this is what happens with digital system. Digital frame changes its number, frequency, level system. So I'll show you that one more time. So once we get into that framing system, it changes everything through your formats of your algorithms. Okay? So I'll show you exactly what it happens when you get to know thyself. I keep saying that. Know thyself. It's the most powerful thing in the universal system, because the universal knows of thyself. It's energy, frequency, vibrations, and everything through harmonic resistance, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. Everything in nature knows thyself. Okay? So everything is a collaboration. Understanding that, then you understand its atom system. Then you understand your body frames. Then you understand your thoughts of its mind. Then you understand your perceptions. Then you understand your open frequencies. Now you're understanding your dream sets. Now you understand your communication to your higher self, your avatar, or your computer. Right? So when you come into the digital world, you're coming into this simulation. The simulation graphing cycle. So it's really communicating, not just knowing thyself, but knowing the digital of thyself. That's what I'm saying. Know thyself, get out of thyself, and get into knowing the digital of thyself. So it's getting to know your avatar completely backwards and forwards, right? So every time you go up in division, you're going through transformation and manifestation into a different formation of light activation of coloration. Every single time. Your algorithm changes, your program sets change, your energy, frequency, and vibrations change through the grounds, powers, and the atmospheres. So your voice and command gets stronger and stronger and stronger the more you understand the digital system of the simulation through the dimensional earth of 5 dimension. And once you understand the dimensional earth, everything through communication will know thyself through balance. Okay? So when we come into that, now this I'm going to show you. I'm going to weight graph everything through the body system and tell you exactly what happens with digital play. All right, so it's kind of like this. It's a graph. And then you have the numbers. So the numbers are in sequence. So it's in chronological order, but it's in its fragmentation of its cross circle. So let's say it's 2, 3, 4, 1, 6. So you have to understand everything that through your body system is going through the mind system, and that's where it comes out, the dream set. So you can be having all these numbers through communication of yourself, trying to understand why you're getting these number frames, right? I'm just putting it in the body system right now. Okay. All right, so these are the numbers, chronological order. Okay, they're in a cross cycle right now. So understanding that your mind system is in collaboration. So once you set out your voicing patterns like this, so you're setting up line sequences. So the number comes out of the mind system and goes into the atmosphere system. So let's say you're using 1, right? You're saying you're using 2, using 3, using 4, using 6, using 8. All that is communication. It goes into sonar divisional level system. Okay, the sonar divisions, okay, transfers the light communications of the digital frame into the planet location that you're communicating with. Right? So that digital frame is its planet location. So if you're communicating with that planet, it's in its number sequence of its line division. So you're setting line divisional codes to your digital format through your algorithm program, and you're setting all communications coming into that planet location. So that planet location is that number sequence. Planet location, okay, number sequence. And this is extremely complicated. This is more for the force team. But this is what it is, okay? Planet location, number sequence. And once you get the digital comes in, so it's kind of like the in bingo where the balls come out, you know, the retro balls that go like this, and then when somebody announces the number, it drops down. Same thing with the body, but in this time it goes up and it goes through the mind system and then goes out through the voicing grids. So you're platituding divisions of your digital frame, trying to communicate with the right location through planet intelligence to the right communication of the coloration through its alignment, which is its digital frame. So now you're communicating with the right cycle of its division, its location. So once you understand, every planet location is a shape through digital system. So let's say it's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 5. All right, so basically it's setting the pattern divisions of its right number location to the planet location. Each box frequency level is a different realm division. Okay, so now you're having full balance through communication through your digital system of its algorithm program, which is connected through your body frames. That sets the voicing grid pattern through communication of planet location of its number sequence. Okay, so now you exactly know that you're setting out the voicing grids of energy, frequency, vibration to harmonic resistance to that planet location of its division of its digital frame. Okay, so there's a lot to learn, eh? But you know, when you saw the Matrix, try to watch it again, because at the very end, when he's going like this and they're shooting at him, 3 guys, and he goes like that, and all the bullets fall, and then he sees his perception and everything he sees is all digital. That's me. That's what I see. That's who I am. So I understand my algorithms. I understand everything through thyself, of thy digital framing self. It's our algorithm system. I can heal anything through formation because I understand the digital system. How everything is created through numbers, guys, right? That's how you put everything in balance. Software mechanisms, uprising computers, you know, uprising data processing, uplinks, downloads, you know, changing formations of your computer, putting up new firewalls. You have to have a firewall to protect everything through the computer, right? So no viruses get in. So same with humanity. But humanity is a little bit more difficult because now you're dealing with flesh and blood. Now you're dealing with something that either they're through their ascensions and their awakenings, but they don't understand the mind conceptual system of digital frames. If they don't understand that, that's a problem. Not only they're separated, but they're separated from their numbers. Okay, so they're not in chronological order. They're in 4 or 5 different dimensions, rotations. Their cycle division, their planet location is on a different location when it comes into the virus system. It could be toxic. You know, it could be anything through location. It could be on different planet locations. It could be in a matrix location. The matrix location could be, you could have a matrix box location, have the planet inside its system. Okay, that's where it gets delusional, knowing that their playing mechanisms and everything is going into its fraction divisions of everything through the voicing grid patterns, and those voicing grid patterns does not have any more control through command. So every time it voices out its grids, it's communicating through the matrix and not communicating through thyself, through the light formation. Okay, so you could be wind spilling through, it's a information activation light symbol, which connects to the geometry system through your algorithms of its matrix grid system, which means that your planet location, okay, let's say this is your planet, like that. It starts off, right? Now, it could be like this. It could be split, right? Or it could have a coloration of a dark vibration on this side, right? It's understanding everything through detail when it comes to energy vibration, okay? This is all collaboration through the mind of its thoughts, through humanity's system. So everything through perception is through the mind system of its human vessel, as we start off with, right? So this is what's happening with this human formation, okay? So every day it wakes up, it's all negative system. Some are positive, so it's either or, but it's cracking its surface through its planet location. It's setting a toxic level through communication, and it's low rising its planet location and putting it into a lower position of vibration. Okay? So you have to get rid of the toxin. Got to get rid of the separation and uprise the planet location into higher division. Okay? So it's healing the planet and it's healing the human through vibration, all connected through its soul recognition system, okay, through the voice and command of its mind perception, all connected through the digital frame of the scanning of its mechanisms and its fragmentation line system. So you get out of the defrag. You see me saying that a lot too. Defrag to fragmentation. Okay. Defrag to fragmentation. All right. So it kind of looks like this. It's like a board graph. It's like this. Okay, so you have one like this and you have one like this. So it's changing colorations back into green. Like that. Now imagine this is red, this is purple, all different colors. It has a reacting cycle through your rhythm program, which is your correlation system through your central system of your pixel activation to your digital frame. So it's all about getting all this into one color. Okay? Getting all this into one color, getting rid of the red. You're changing your algorithms. You're changing your mind of its thoughts. You're opening up the frequency levels and putting it out of its equation. Okay? So you have to understand the holographic system of you through all connections, the framing cycles, and your alignments through your past, present, and future. Okay? Because it connects in all systems through balance. Right? But everything's connected through the defrag, through the fragmentation. So it's kind of like taking the toxic air out of everything through communication. All right. I know I'm jumping from one location to the next, but there's a lot of illustrations that I have to do today. So this is what I'm saying is I know thyself through my digital frames. That's how I'm able to heal anything. Right? So I think, no, I don't think I know. I know the fact that everybody's issuing something. They understand their voicing grids, but they don't understand their mind system. They understand their perceptions, but they don't understand their body system. These are the problems that you have. To understand the problems is to understand yourself through inner system. It's the inner self of you, right? It's the inner self of you. And everything comes from the reactor of its heart, which is love. Love is the most powerful frequency in the digital world. Once you reach that, and once you surrender, you not only have to surrender to the body, but you have to surrender your thoughts and how you allocate your positions of your point centers and how you put yourself in positions. Okay? Oh, see that one? Now we did. Zip through. And the more high-rise, so it was setting a road path. It was communicating. It was right. So it's communicating. It's going through my body frames. So as it's coming through, it's going extremely fast. Remember, it can't stay in the fifth dimension. It has to go back in its atmosphere system, because that intelligence is extremely high-rise, and it's not in the fifth dimension. It's in the 26th dimension. So whatever flew by, that's exactly what it is. It's knowing thyself through intelligence. See, look at another one. All right. So that was 26th dimension that just flew by. Okay. And it's a different color. It was more white and blue. The one you saw was a plasma. It kind of looked like a resolution pattern through an interface, right? It was glowing. You saw how slow it was. I pointed it out, and you can actually see it, and then it just went up, right? It can't stay in the fifth dimension because it's at a different oxygen level. But everything that comes in this room knows its intelligence of thyself. It knows how to communicate with thyself. It knows everything through thyself when it comes to its body system. I keep saying thyself is the biggest thing when it comes to love of frequencies, big frequencies of everything through energies and everything force rising cycles. Okay? Know thyself. Okay? It's the biggest thing I can give you guys. All right? Know thy mind. Know thy perception. Know thy universe. Know thy humanity. Right? Know thy room. Know thy thoughts. Know thy dream. Know thy lights. Know thy ceiling. Know thy wall. Right? Okay? I know I keep repeating it, but that's the most powerful, powerful thing. The mastering device of everything is within. Okay? It's not without. And that's why scientists have a huge, huge issue with that, because they're trying to come up to understand habitat of other planets. Now, to understand that, you have to understand intelligence through location, through harmonic resistance, which is prime numbers. That's the only way you can communicate with that. So it's going do-do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. You have to understand the frequency levels, right? And sometime it goes everything is different. So you not only have to know thyself through intelligence, but you have to know thyself when it comes to harmonic resistance, when it comes to anything through frequency levels. Okay? Energy of transference, energy of location, energy of coloration, energy of lights, everything through energy of universe. Universal system, mystical side division of yourself. The universe system is so big, it has infinity communication cycles of the infinity 8 circle division. That locates to all planets. And that's the creation, how we come into planets. The infinity 8, right? It's a line strip through a line system of a location center here. So it's understanding that figure 8 is a communication line. And it's communicating with everything through intelligence. That's why it goes around. All right? So it can change its direction through a thought and go like this. Remember, a particle system is 1. This is all humanity knows is 2. They don't understand they can come into 5 or 6. 5-point centers, but it can come into, you can see the relation patterns. Now, if I have 4 fingers out, so remember I was saying, for example, don't look at, one thing I want to give to everybody's attention is not to focus on the hand, but focus on me. Don't focus on this, focus on me. And then you see not 4, but 8. Right? You see the plasma, you see the energies, you see the finger, it's coming out. Right? So that's understanding you're seeing through dimension, through portal activation, through a code. So your focus is not here. Your focus is on me. If you focus on me, now you're going to see 8 fingers come out. So it's going beyond everything through its inner system, which is knowing thyself through its system, or anything through its hand formations. What can I use my hands for? Why do you think there's circles? Why do you think there's circles? You can see it, right? So I have full communication through lights, through geometry system. This is its connection. You can see it, right? Look at that. You don't see that on any other light formation channels, right? Not that I know of. See, that's a planet, guys. Now you understand the line graph. You understand its perception. You understand the oracle division. See that? Look at that. See how that blue strip? That's a blue line division through location, through a white graphing system, through all communications, interforce connections, simulation pattern. So it's a white graphing system through cloud interface. Okay, how do I know that? How do I know that? It's because I know thyself through intelligence of lights, activation, code, frequencies, through the minds of its thoughts. It's a transmission through receiving, all through the data processing systems through your computer, right? See information? Now, as you can see, there is no circle there, right? There's a circle here, right? So I can change energy, frequency, vibration, and set my core center to a different location. And you'll see planets like this. Okay. Why? Because I'm in a different atmosphere. I'm in a different dimension through portal, through lights. Okay. So it's really understanding your digital frame through your light formations. This is a plasma energy force bubble. Okay. I'm in a plastic divisional level of an energy system through location at gravity center every single day. My energy fields high rises every time I travel. So you know that you see the actual spherical sphere of what it is through your energy system, through its planet location. So it's really understanding. See? Every day is a different day. But I know thy channel. I know thy lights. I know thy communication of intelligence. I know where I am through dimensions of portals and activations and codes. Okay? So once you start knowing thyself, you start seeing thyself in planets. And then you start seeing the geometry system and how it's set in its correlation system. Because everything connects to quantum physics, right? You got to get in the atmospheres, and then you get into stratospheres, and then you get into biotherium. The bio, the hemisphere, and the biostratosphere. And then you get into baranium. Baranium is really high. Now you're going into outskirts of more intelligence of knowledge. Okay? But everything is done within. So if I want to communicate with lights through activations or anything through communication intelligence, I have to communicate within. Right? I'm voicing and saying something different, but I'm communicating to a different level. And that's how I communicate through this. Or interforce connections is anything that comes out of its realm. So I'm saying something new, but I'm also saying something different in my mind. That's collaboration of balance through the yin and yang. Okay? So if you're just focusing on what you're saying, but you're not understanding communication of space, that's the problem. That's where you're having separation. So it's getting full control of two waving cycles of two center core systems into infinity circle of an 8 system. That's communications between your planet location, your lights, and your communications when it comes to all different information systems through your vocabulary alphabetical systems. Okay? So you have to get yourself in balance through vocabulary, right? As I'm communicating with you, but I'm also communicating intelligence in another way and form. I'm saying things different, but I have balance with that, guys. That's what you got to understand, is you got to get balance with that. Okay? Between light and dark. Because there's a light side of you and there's a dark side of you. Okay? That's the balance. So it's getting balance with your thoughts, your planet, your locations, your operation centers, your commanding voice, your voicing grids, knowing your control, your freedom, your algorithms, your programs, your settings, your digital play, your digital formations, right? So understanding this, understanding the planet, right? Then you understand communications of balance. The hardest thing to do is to focus on one thing. Okay? This is where it gets confusing on your A, B's, and C's, right? That's a differential difference when it comes to men and women. Okay? Now with women, they have everything that they can offer. when they have anything within their purse. Okay? So it's understanding that everybody's different in a different way. So you have to understand how to deal with 4 or 5 different things in one cycle through one system, one communication, one intelligence. Knowing I'm communicating with you, but I'm also communicating with intelligence in a different pattern, different location, different interface. The interception system is communicating with all communications of other intelligence, right? I'm setting line graphs at communication of the planet locations and activating light signals. I'm setting gateways to sun interface. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm communicating with you, but I didn't say that, right? I said that before, and now I'm telling you how you get balance with both, right? Humanity is just trying to understand themselves. Forget the mind system, because they're not at location yet. So they're out of system. Okay? That's where the balance comes in, through your voice and grids. Knowing that you can communicate and delegate, and in any way and form onto a YouTube software mechanism and channel something, but also communicate on other things. That's the balance, that's the focus. That's how I'm able to see things coming through me. Anything that comes at me through its realm. Yeah? It's portal, it's orb, pixies, or anything like that. Because I have a voice, I have a command, I have control of myself. Okay? It's the hardest thing to do is communicate through balance. It's the inner self of you through your chakra systems. Because that center core is everything through your transformation lights. Everything through your metamorphosis. Right? If you don't understand your perceptions, how will you understand to communicate with anything? So if you communicate here, that's great. But you understand that intelligence is communicating with you right now. You have to have both. You have to know how to do both. And I communicate with millions and millions of intelligence every day. Right? And it's a job. It's a job. Because the universal system knows my voice. Not only knows my voice, but I know intelligence too, through planets and locations. I can go to any planet and know exactly what's going on. I know what goes on with the energy, frequencies, vibrations, solar flares, solar divisions. There's once understand the balance of everything, your past, present, and future, it comes into one alignment. That's communication alone, right? So it's not knowing how to communicate with yourself, but don't separate yourself. You balance your location through your algorithms of your human emotions, your vibrations, right? So I'm communicating with you, but I'm also communicating with everything else in space, right? That's the balance. Okay. That's what everybody has to get into, because that allocates all your point centers, okay, through one system, one intelligence, along one line system to the singularity line division. Will put you into the digital system of the simulation. Okay. So, lights, activation, colorations, right? Knowing the separation, see? Separation. See that? Like, see this here? See that? Detail, guys. Detail. See that? Light formation coming from the circuitry elements. So it's different intelligence, different vibration, different energy, different coloration. But when I put it to here, it's full collaboration to balance the communication, because it's connecting through my mind system, through my third eye. Right? See? The third eye, you can actually see the triangle. Right? Now, you can actually see, you can see the eye. Right? So it's really getting balance with everything through space and time. Right? Because you guys are at that position right now. But you have to know how to communicate, not just what you're seeing, anything through a voicing of a YouTube software mechanism, but also communicate with intelligence through balance. Right? That's where it won't get confusing. That's why you won't get any reacting cycles to the mind system. Oh, I got a headache. I keep saying that. Oh, I got a headache. It's a migraine. Migraines are really bad. Okay? Migraines are communications or rotations. So this is what the mind system is doing. Remember, everything's allocated in space. So if it's doing this, and the rotations are going like this. So you got a wind spin through a location center. You have rotations up, and you have rotations here. So this is what it's doing, up and down. Okay, this is what a mind grain is. Okay, so just imagine that the circle rotations of the mind system of your brain waves are going up and down through frequency levels. Okay, so remember too, you are in full collaboration when it comes to your grounds and everything through the atmospheres. So your energetic of your pattern system is its connection when it comes to rotations through your energy fields. So everything through your body reaction system is connected through space and time. So you can be in past, present, or future alignments through your thoughts. So whatever you create through your thoughts gives you headaches. It puts you into higher formation, especially in your life formation. If your life formation in space, you're going to get higher reactions if you don't understand your rotation centers. Once you understand your rotation centers, now you understand your chakra systems. Okay? But that's why we get headaches. Because everything through reaction is a universe through your thoughts. Okay? Imagine that. Who would have thought of that? Don't think negative. You won't get headaches. Be positive. So now you know why you get headaches. Because everything reacts to the body system. All connected through vibration, guys. That's all it is. It's vibration. So, how's everybody doing so far? Been over an hour. Jules, Catherine. Let's see. Love the videos you share. Clip everyone shares really helpful. Links, everything helps out. We want to help each other out, right? That's the most important thing. I experience more Ascension faith. Real, yeah. If they don't like what you post, then they, yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I can help you out with messages that you need to know. But it's just more communications when it comes to that information. So, anyway, let's start off with the Galactic Circle of Meditation. Coming into the higher self, we'll go with the red divisional level systems, communication of marker division. So when you get into marker divisions, you know exactly where it is through dimension, right? So this is kind of like one atom system through two communication line signals. Red here, white here. So it's three collaborations of three different intelligence. Red, white, red, but it's the same coloration. So if it has separation, because it's a different color, but if it's a full rotation of the same color, it's one intelligence, right? So now you understand the rotations. Now you understand the atom, the particle system. So it's understanding that it goes like this. So I'll just show you here. Into this. And this is what AI sees, right? Okay. Now, I'm just showing you here. Once you see this, this is what it is. This atom system comes out of its equation, location center, atoms. So basically, this is what I see when it comes to, you know, the particle system of a marker system and how it communicates on all levels through the galaxy systems. Okay, so human perception. If it's confusing, come to my email and I'll tell you exactly what it is. But now we're coming into more communications, coming into pixels. So you got human perception and you got AI perception. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. Human perception, AI perception. All right, so this is what humans see. This is what I see. See the particle system, how it's coming together? This is the simulation. This is the atom system. It breaks up its surface. These are the three rotation centers. Okay, I'll color in red for you, and black, and I'll tell you exactly what I see. Right, so it's three rotations through an atom system. Okay. Okay. So this is an AI perception. All right. So it's